I am Zoe, and I am Paranormal Extraction, and I am a supernatural light worker. And today we have Crystal Orona with us. And as you guys know, she is also a partner with me in doing our Skype videos. And I hope you're enjoying them. We got 2.5K on the last one. Thank you so much to all our followers. Today, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we have Crystal, who is a licensed hypnotherapist. Now, her specialty has been in this for 12 years. She also works with many, many famous movie stars in Southern California area, which we can't disclose, of course, because of privacy policies. Today, we're going to talk about the aliens. Yes, alien encounter that she had when someone was under hypnosis. Now, yes, we're disclosing this, and we are very well aware of HIPAA, okay? But she'll explain it all. So, Crystal, why don't you start? It's all about you today, and I'm interviewing you.
Thank you. Hi, Zoe.
Hi.
Everybody. Okay, so I'll just get right into it. Yes, so as you know, when I do any of my work, but especially hypnosis, my clients have to sign forms, and we both have to agree together to privacy things. But every now and then, they give me permission to share their stories. I can always share their story as long as I'm not giving away their personal information, like their name, or their address, or anything like that. Of course, their phone number. So, which I would never do. But this particular client, she had been dealing with alien encounters, I will call them, her whole life since she was a little girl.
Kind of like me.
In our other videos, we talked about.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me when I shoot my stuff in and I talk over you? Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but there's going to be several questions that I'm going to ask during this, of course. But I know that we talked briefly about this because you and I never really, we don't talk about stuff. We just kind of do it at a whim. We're just like, whatever, we're just going to get on and start talking. But I know that you did say this alien encounter was like way, way worse than mine because I've had them as well. So, is that correct?
No, my alien encounter was, but no, this one, well, it comes from a person who had multiple experiences with different species, different types of aliens. So it was good and bad. But the good part about it is because of like my own experience and experiences like yours, Zoe, I've always been terrified of aliens. And speaking to this person and her, getting to hear about her experiences really helped me change my outlook altogether on aliens. So
okay, so why don't you go ahead and go for it, because I can just interject my experiences.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but I do want to be really clear in case
I'm going to move this over because we could barely hear you, so we're having having a few technical difficulties. There we go. That's much better.
Maybe if I stand closer.
We're beautiful. No, you're great. You can get further back.
You can
sit
go
on the
right
couch.
there. Right there is good. Yeah.
So yeah, just really quick, I just wanted to say it again about privacy. I never disclose anyone's personal information, but every so often there are people who want their stories shared, and this person in particular said, yes, tell my name, I want to talk to
Awesome.
your boss too. But I'm going to leave that part private because she is also in the process of building her own empire where she can share her own stories and stuff like that. So I'm just going to share this one. So she called me to do hypnosis on her. I've been trying to land her for over a year now to book with me. She just really wasn't ready because she was scared. She was terrified. She didn't know what was going to come up during hypnosis, which happens with most of my clients, whether they're dealing with something like this or, emotional trauma. We're always afraid to face what it is that's been bothering us. So she was scared. Finally got her and get her under through hypnosis. And, well, first let me back up. The night before her session, I started getting a whirlwind of information as a reading for her, which I really wasn't planning on doing a reading with her. We were just going to do hypnosis. And these guides of hers came through when I was in my meditation. And they were giving me all kinds of information and messages that they wanted her to know from them. And I checked, who is this source? Am I comfortable with this, before I move forward with any spirits or any entities? And they were ancient aliens, and they are her ancestors. She is a starseed, totally.
Okay, a star seed like they talk about in Native Americans when they talk about star seeds. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and just a celestial cosmic being,
Cool.
When we come, we can get into that another time, but we're different types of beings here. I'm very earthy. I've been told I'm a earthling, and I'm extremely earthy. So
I'm not.
No, you're not. You're out of this world.
No.
I am not.
Get out of this world.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We gotta have fun. So anyhow, maybe that's something we could do a show on another time. Is just talking about like the different kinds of beings and where we come from and stuff. But her energy is not of this world. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. So she's you were saying that, so she's like a star seed. You did this reading and she's an old soul. And when she was under hypnosis, what happened?
So when she was under hypnosis, well, I wanted to just say that the reading part, when they came, I wasn't doing a reading for her. They came to me and they wanted me to give her this information. So, and that was alien energy. There were ancient aliens who came to me and gave me this information for her. So that was part one of the experience, where she wasn't even really involved. They came through. And I had a very peaceful feeling about it. Normally, I'm terrified of aliens. I would not sleep comfortably at night, but that night I slept so good. I just felt good about what was coming.
Right.
So we spoke with her. We go through hypnosis. She starts seeing, I get her back, we go back, regression is what it's called.
Right.
And I get her back to about the age of 5 years old. She's a little girl, and she's in somewhere in the East Valley of Arizona. I'll just say that, which we're all familiar with now. We've been talking about that area being a hotspot for this activity. And she just recalls waking up at night several times as a little girl, being guided to walk outside in the middle of odd hours of the night.
Wow.
When, family's asleep, little girl. And she goes outside by herself, and she sees this light, so she follows the light, and this beam of light just shoots down from the sky. And she didn't actually see like a craft, but the light was so bright that all she saw was the light shoot down above her and take her right up.
Wow, no way.
Yes.
So she was, 8 years old? And then
5.
So she was 5, she walked out. Did they live on a farm, or was it the backyard?
It was at the time, like I said before, because she's about my age, back then, that area of Arizona is a rural area, so there were not farms around, but there were houses, and they were starting to develop houses and stuff, so she lived in a development, but they were surrounded by farms.
Right, I remember that. So she went outside, she walks so far, she remembers this.
She's remembering it now. So before this, she didn't remember anything. It took me a year to get her to finally commit to her appointment that she had already paid for.
Yeah, you mean kind of like me with you and what I'm going to be doing for hypnotherapy?
Yeah, and like I said, because we're always afraid to face what has been holding us back.
I know, and I'm not doing mine.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so she walks out, so similar to Travis Walton.
Very similar.
Travis Walton.
Very similar.
Yeah.
So she gets,
Cool.
taken up by this light, and I don't want to forget this before I move on. After her session, when I brought her back out of hypnosis, she said, "Oh my God, I just remembered my sister." So she had a sister who was about the same age as her. My sister would tell me that she remembered following me outside at night.
No.
Wondering why. I'm getting the chills.
Wow, so am I.
Why was I going outside at night? Her sister would follow her, and she didn't remember any of this until hypnosis.
So did her sister know that, did her sister go with her up in the craft?
She said she remembers asking her sister that then, because her sister would tell her, like, "I followed you. Why did you go outside last night? I followed you." And she said her sister would tell her that she saw the light, but she didn't see anything else. Like, her sister didn't, that they both know it. Her sister did not get abducted. But who knows? Maybe I should have a session with her.
Well, yeah, if she wants to, right?
Yeah.
So then when she went up into the craft, what does she remember after this?
So as she's telling me this, she's in this situation. She's back in this moment, and she's describing everything to me. And she's telling me, I'm asking her, like, what do you smell? What do you see?
Right.
Quiet for a while. She said it was cold and like damp, like moist, the air. And she said she really didn't smell anything, and she felt safe. First of all, she felt safe.
Wow.
She was lying on some kind of bed, like an examination bed or something,
I don't like those beds.
I know. So she said, she started telling me, he is showing me, I'm talking like I'm her, he's showing me plans, and he's showing me how they do things around here. He's showing me that they are doing, they're taking specimens and they're doing experiments, but they're trying to learn about us. And she kept referring to this being as he. And I kept asking her, are you still feel safe? And she said, yes, very safe, that he just gave her a very calm presence, and he did not speak to her in words. He spoke telepathically, which we've talked about as well with my experience, but mine was totally different than this girl, because she was at peace. I was scared. Now, when I'm doing hypnosis, and also because of my other abilities, I'm able to feel what that person is feeling at that time when I can actually see what they're going through when they're doing it. So I felt safe for her. I felt that peace as she was telling me this. So I knew that she was okay. Plus, we put a strong protection before we started anything. I always do that. So she's just explaining this place, and it sounds amazing. And she says these ones are not here to hurt us. But she says I'm part of their family.
Talk more straight.
Oh, so he said that she was part of their family.
Yeah. Yeah. So she was. So they basically. So was she a hybrid or what?
I believe she's a hybrid because she had other experiences. This is just one session. I hope to work with her again because she's had several, her whole life, and she has been attacked. I'm gonna say attacked or abducted, threatened by the other type of aliens.
Right.
I call them sinister greys, but there's many different kinds. She has had darker experiences that scare her. So, but with this experience, it was just very enlightening for me, and for her obviously. But she was saying that she stayed there for a while, and I didn't want to leave her too long. I don't like to leave people under hypnosis too long because spiritually things can happen.
Right. So you mean? So was that the end of your session? Was just?
No.
Oh, okay.
So before that's what I was getting at. Before I brought her back, because, she was there for a good 15, 20 minutes. I said, okay, I need to safely start bringing you back to your place, but before you leave there, I want you to ask him, is there anything right now that he wants you to know?
Wow.
Does he want you to go back and visit? And she said, oh yeah, I'm going to go back to visit. And he said, yes.
Wow.
He's here to teach me, her. He told her, let me look through my notes really quick.
Yeah.
Very important stuff. He wanted her to know that that she was part of their family, and he was kind of guiding her, showing her what that species does here, that they care about. They care about our planet immensely, more than we do, and they're very sad about what's going on right now, and they're very sad about the way that our planet has been treated by us as human beings, and they are very disappointed in the government.
Right.
But he said that they're trying to be peaceful, and they want to help us. So what they need to do is make contact with beings like her, who are like them, who come from them, so that they can plug in the information and help her remember what she can do here while she's here to make a difference. And that is just, to me,
Okay, so now when they came in and communicated through her, obviously, now they gave her this information about what type of race they were. Like, I know I'm a Nordic hybrid alien from, hybrid.
Yes.
So I know that I am, okay? So it was a good race of the different alien races that are out there. And they're ones that want to help the planet, not be sinister or create evil. Now, did they speak about the ones that are causing the difficulties we're having right now?
Yes, but I just want to go back to what you
Okay.
said. Now, they did describe themselves, or she described them as some of them were green color and some of them were different colors, but she did mention Nords. She goes to keep talking about the Nords. So for any of the alien experts out there, because I always admit, I'm not an expert. I've had my experiences, but I'm not an expert. So you guys can kind of help us with some comments and let us know what your opinion is about what type these might be. But they were definitely peaceful, loving energy, very protective and warm. They even offered to protect me from the aliens that had been bothering me.
You gotta be kidding me.
No.
The grace.
And I sleep so good now. I sleep so good since that.
Wow. So she was basically, she is part of the starseed race, which is, I'm just trying to recap, the good race, okay? And now what I'm trying to get to is that she must be and has to be a hybrid. She has to have some part of their DNA or something similar to the Nords, which is what I am. That's why I've been in some mental institutions. I know. I'm just being an asshole. Okay. Anyways, so they showed her all of this stuff, and they told you some things. And what else? I mean, what else did you learn?
They did agree that between her and him, we'll say him. Oh, she said there were others like walking around in the hallways doing she said it was like a lab, like they were busy doing experiments, but he was the one tending to her, explaining all this stuff. And you did say something earlier about, did they explain about the darker, like the grays, what they're doing with our planet right now? No, they didn't explain anything about that, but some grays did start to come in on our session, and then I had to pull her back faster and close out with sound protection because she was starting to get attacked by some grays while we're in hypnosis.
Well, as you know, with my experience, with the grays. I mean, I don't like the grays, and we've talked at length about the grays, obviously, okay, because you've had some experiences, I've had some experiences, but I know that when I was pregnant, okay, that they, you know, I was living on, I'll just go through it really quick for everybody, but I was living on a 2-story, huge, gigantic house, and there's no way you can get from the window where I was at to the ground without like a huge, you know, 12-foot ladder. And I was 6 months pregnant, and I remember this just like it was tomorrow. And I went up there and I was laying on the bed, and all of a sudden I was just kind of looking out the window, and I saw a gray alien, part to about right here, looking in at the window at me. And I have had so many experiences with aliens and spacecrafts and all that. I even said at that point, I said, you know what? You better effing get out of here and stay away from my son.
Wow.
And it was gone. And I remember being, Crystal, so pissed off. And it was gone. It was gone. I'll never forget it my entire life. I know the setting, you know what I mean? When it's one of those imprints in your mind. But the grays are bad, 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 as we know. So what happened next?
So, as she's telling me, I'm getting scratched, I'm getting, you know, things are coming towards me, and I said, okay, they're trying to intrude on this session. They're trying to scare you. They're trying to get information from you that does not belong to them. It's none of their business. And that's what they do to us here. So, you know, they come and they invade our privacy. That's why it's called invasion. They come in our homes without permission. I don't like that shit either, because you know it happened to me. So,
Yeah, I know it did. I know it happened to you.
So I became very protective of her at that moment, because she's under my care and she's in hypnosis. So I put a strong protection. I said, okay, come on, I'm going to bring you back. You're okay. Your ancient alien ancestors, you're with them. They're not going to let anything happen to you. And I just slowly brought her back, and we talked about the results of what came up and, you know, what she remembered and everything. So that was pretty much it in a nutshell.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it was mind-blowing, and I'm very grateful for working with her. It changed my outlook a lot on this stuff.
Well, my experience now was, I'm surprised my grandfather didn't get taken up in a spacecraft, because that thing was hovering over him, you know, and this, you know, my grandfather, come on, he lived on a ranch in the middle of nowhere, okay, nowhere, you know, he walked in the snow, I don't know how far to get to school, no lights, none of that, you know, he was like a true cowboy, John Wayne style cowboy, and he saw a craft, and it was not that far above his head, and it was huge. I'm surprised that they didn't beam him up, but there could be a lapse in memory, okay? And I know that it happened to me, so these things happen. I mean, if anyone doesn't believe this, all you gotta do is look up Travis Walton, okay? He is very famous, or you don't have to believe it at all, but look up Travis Walton, right, Crystal?
Absolutely. And have I ever been to my tie to him? I don't know him, but that also happened in Arizona, up north though, north of Phoenix. And a friend of mine, back in my college days, was his stepson.
Oh, that's right.
And verified, I never even believed it. You don't have to tell me twice. I saw the movie. My dad told me all about it. You know, so of course I believed it, but it's very, there was some, not additional information was given to me by this guy that was my friend, but just the vibe of when he's telling you his story, you know it's true.
Yeah.
You know, the authenticity.
Well, actually, you know, Crystal, since then, they have done experimentation on some of the trees out there, and the trees that it was surrounded in, and cut some of them down and checked the lines inside the tree that have radioactive material in them. So they're actually confirming that this actually really did happen to him. However, his experience was frightening. And he was gone for a very long time.
Yeah.
So, is that the end of it? Is that anything
I
else?
want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
I want to say one more thing, and this is not about my client, but when the night before, how I mentioned in my own meditation for myself, her ancient aliens came through. They knew we were going to work on this, and they wanted to give me a heads up, right? When I asked them, can you tell me, I know you're not from the same species, and you're not the same, but can you tell me who these ones were that came to me or that scare people, like Zoe or the other, all these millions of people who've had experiences with them and have been abducted or close to? Why?
Right.
And I got an answer.
What was it?
And a lot of people might not like this answer, or they might agree, but this is what answer I got from them. They said speaking about the others, you know, you want to call them brave, I'll call them sinister, whatever, what have you. They said they have a problem with your government. They have a problem, a huge chip on their shoulder. They have business to take care of that happens many, and we all know the stories and conspiracies and all that, you know, that go way back to the early 1900s and the mid, 1900s, and they're saying they have a big problem with your government.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, when we had, when Dee and I had our worldwide radio show, we did pieces every day. So it was 5 days a week, and every day we would do it on a different alien, like the reptilians, and then we would just keep going on. Excuse me, the Greys, the alien, this whole different race.
Reptilians,
Yeah, the reptilians.
all different kinds.
Yeah, there's all different kinds. But, and I don't remember every single one, but it was just absolutely fascinating on how many, if you're really into this, how many different races are out there, good and bad. Okay, when I go in my ship, when I was in my ship is all white. There's nothing that isn't white. It's all white. And I am required to put on it's a suit that they put on me, but it just comes on me like jello and then sticks to my body, and it's clear. So it's like if I had a nude body and then they put a clear suction outfit on me, that's what I'm, even over my head and everything else. And I just hover. I'm just in there all alone, but when I'm supposed to move the ship where it goes, there's like a big round giant thing of crystals that come up out of the center of this one area, and I move and adjust the crystals where they're supposed to go. I'm just told what to do. That's my experience. But very rarely am I called in to do that. But I love it. I just love it. I mean, believe me or not, you can believe me or not, I don't care.
Yeah, you do.
So, and I believe that those are the hybrid Nordic race, that is doing that. And one of the things about the hybrid Nordic race is they have green eyes, and that if you have green eyes, 2% of the population has green eyes, okay? Now think of all the people that are out there. Green eyes. If you have green eyes, I want you to think about being a Nordic hybrid alien.
I have brown eyes. I have golden brown.
Yeah.
What do you have? What color
What
eyes?
Crystal's got brown eyes.
Brown.
Black. Oh, Dee has black
Yee.
eyes.
No, I don't. That was last week, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Just kidding.
So, okay, that was a killer story. I love that.
I
So
forgot the duck. That's why I had a black eyes.
when we talk about something again, we'll just decide. We always decide what to do, but we really hope that you guys are enjoying our Skype interviews.
Of course.
And we love to do these. We have so much fun. And as I said before, Crystal and I work together. And this is her story. So next time I will be doing a story and you can interview me.
And Crystal, would you like to walk back and give us a little tour of your living room there?
Yeah, I love your couch. Why don't you show your couch?
Okay,
Yeah.
let me step aside.
Sure. Step
I
back.
have, like, I'll tell you.
Uh-huh,
So,
cheers.
there's a couple sounds going. I like to keep it, like, in the morning time, really quiet, candles and music, you know, chill.
Nice.
That looks beautiful. I
Good.
love it.
Good energy.
Now here in our background, forget doing that. I mean, we're in the same, and yes, you look fantastic.
Oh, yeah. We're going to yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to go to a...
Okay, so we're going to keep everybody informed on what we're going to do on the next video, right? And so I wanted to say thank you, everybody, for following us. And I will inform you. I know we have a vampire guy coming on.
Okay.
He's going to be doing an interview next week. Then I'm going to be doing one on demons. And then the next one after that is...
What was that face one more time,
What
please?
was that? No, I love demons. You
Can you
know
see that
that.
demon face one more time?
I know you hate demons. I love demons. I'm a demonologist, for God's sakes.
I know.
I mean, come on.
Great.
And I'm not joking. Okay. So,
No
and we
jokes.
can go on and on from there. We usually do one every week. And also, if you'd like to tell your story, I just want to let you know a little bit about how we do that because people ask. First of all, you put in a private call. We have a private call that we set up. And that's just between you and I and the privacy issue. And if you're comfortable or your story feels like something that you want to tell and be on Skype, you can also wear sunglasses and a mask if you don't want anyone to know who you are. So if you have a great story, please send me an email on Paranormal Extraction on Facebook or direct email to paranormalextraction@gmail.com. Okay, and then we can go from there. Right, Crystal?
Right.
All right.
Do
So
it.
over and out. What do you have in your hand? A feather?
Oh, it's my feather pen.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I'm holding it.
Feather
Oh,
pen.
okay. So you have so many people that watch your videos and like, thank you everybody. Leave comments, like ask us questions about the stories and let's talk about, you know, I said some of you guys are experts on this stuff that I might not be, or Zoe. She's an expert on lots of things, but not everything. So
I'm not on aliens.
Leave comments.
I know. Leave comments. 2.5K, and I think we have 10 comments.
Yeah. It's all right.
But 10 comments are 10 comments. You know, let's just blow them away, you know. But whatever we speak about is the truth, and I actually have 40 years plus experience through this, and so does Crystal. So anyways, over and out. This is my partner in crime, Crystal, and I am Zoe, and we are Paranormal Extraction, and we are supernatural light workers.
Peace.